Dear students, so in today's class we are going to discuss the chemical reaction of alkenes. Okay, so in previous class already we discussing about the preparation of alkenes. So today we are going to discuss the some important chemical reaction of alkenes. So let you see some chemical reaction. So first reaction, that is the addition of hydrogen halides. Okay students, so addition of hydrogen halides, so we can take HBr, HCl and HI, and we can add in a symmetrical as well as unsymmetrical alkene. So we will see first addition of this HBr to the symmetrical alkene. Okay, so we will taken the example of symmetrical alkene. So here I am taken example of symmetrical alkene, that is a ethene CH2 double bond CH2. Okay students, so what is the name of this compound? So this is ethene. Okay, so when HBr is added to this ethene, so what product will get? Just we'll see now. HBr means hydrobromic acid. Okay, so we are taken ethene CH2 double bond CH2. So now how this HBr will added? Okay, so if you take a symmetrical alkene, so symmetrical means across the carbon double bond, if equal part will get. Okay, so suppose this is a double bond, if you make a two equal part from here, so here also CH2, here also CH2, means both side are symmetrical. Okay, both sides same group should be there, then it is a symmetrical alkene. Now clear? Symmetrical, so across the carbon double bond, if you make a equal part, so from both side if same group will be there, then it is a symmetrical, and if different group will be there, then it is unsymmetrical. We'll see that example also. So this is your ethene. Okay, CH2 double bond CH2. So what we are doing, we are adding HBr. Okay students, so how HBr will add? Just see. So this hydrogen going to be attached to this CH2. Okay students, so very simple. So this hydrogen attached to this CH2, so simultaneously this double bond will shifted now, and this bromine will attach to this CH2. Okay, so what will get when this hydrogen is attached to this CH2? So here CH3 will form. Okay, now it's converting to single bond, so this CH2 as it is, and now this bromine is joined to this CH2 group. So what is the name of this compound? CH3CH2Br, means it is a ethyl bromide. So what is the name? Ethyl bromide. Now clear students? So in case of the symmetrical alkene, we are taken ethene. Ethene reacted with HBr, so it can form the ethyl bromide. Let you see the another example, that is a unsymmetrical alkene. Okay, so in case of the unsymmetrical alkene, so they have some rules. So we'll check that rule, that is a Markovnikov rules. Okay students, so that is very important part. Second example, so actually so this can follow the Markovnikov rule. I will write here. In case of the unsymmetrical alkene, Markovnikov rules. So this is very important rule for addition of HBr to the unsymmetrical alkene. So let you see this second example students. So we'll take on the second example, that is unsymmetrical alkene. So that is a propene CH3 CH double bond CH2. Okay, so this is what? Propene. Now clear? So three carbons are there, 1 2 3, and double bond, that means it is a propene. So students, so in this propene, tell me it is a how it is unsymmetrical. So across the carbon double bond, so this is the double bond. If you make two parts, so this part CH2 group this side, and this side CH3 and CH, means it is a unequal part. So that's why it is a unsymmetrical alkene. Propene is what? Unsymmetrical alkene. So when we can take the unsymmetrical alkene, and if you add a HBr, hydrobromic acid, so so there is a addition reaction takes place by using the Markovnikov rule. Okay, so what is the Markovnikov rule here? So according to this Markovnikov rules, the negative parts of the reagent will get attached to the unsymmetrical alkene, which carry the lesser number of hydrogen. Now clear students, so this is a very important law, that is a very important rule, Markovnikov rule. So all of you clear? So according to the Markovnikov rules, so the negative part of the reagent, this is your reagent, you can say it is reagent. So see the charge, so hydrogen carry positive charge, and this bromine carry the negative charge. Okay, so what is the statement? According to the Markovnikov rule, okay, according to the Markovnikov rule, the negative part, that means Br, the negative parts of the reagent will gets attached to the unsymmetrical alkene, means propene, so which carry the lesser number of hydrogen. Let you check, students. So total 3 carbons are there. So in this 3 carbon, which carbon have the less number of hydrogen? Obviously this second carbon, because only one hydrogen is here. And according to this Markovnikov rule, now this bromine group going to be joined to this CH. Now clear? So very simple. So according to the Markovnikov rule, the negative part going to be attached to the unsymmetrical alkene, which carry the lesser number of hydrogen. So this second carbon having the only one hydrogen, now this bromine is attached to the CH, this double bond will shift and this hydrogen joined to this CH2. Okay, so very simple, what we'll get? So this CH3 as it is. Okay, then now this CH, we can write here CH. Okay, and this bromine will join to this CH, and this hydrogen join to this CH2. So this convert into single bond and CH2 convert into CH3. So let you clear, students. So what is the name? 1, 2, 3. So this is what? 2-bromopropane. 2-bromopropane. So 2-bromopropane will form according to the Markovnikov rule. So this is the major product. So this is the major product. Clear, students? So this is very important rule for NEET, JEE as well as CET. So all of you clear? So once again I repeat this statement. Markovnikov rules. So you remember, students, Markovnikov rules always carried in presence of unsymmetrical alkene. Unsymmetrical alkene should be there, and this law is applicable in presence of HBr. Okay, so that also positive and negative charge. Okay, HBr. So what is the statement according to this law? Okay, we can take any unsymmetrical alkene. Okay, so this rule is applicable in case of the unsymmetrical alkene. So all of you clear? Unsymmetrical means what? So across the carbon-carbon double bond, so different groups should be there. So this is a propene, so this is a double bond. So this side, if you make a 2 parts, so this side CH2 and this side CH3 means it is unequal. So obviously it is an unsymmetrical alkene. So according to this rule, the negative part means this bromine, obviously, so hydrogen carry positive and bromine carry negative charge. According to the Markovnikov rules, so the negative parts of this reagent will get attached to the unsymmetrical alkene, which carry the lesser number of hydrogen, means this second carbon having the only one hydrogen. So now this bromine will join to this CH and this hydrogen will join to this CH2. So we'll get this major product according to the Markovnikov rule. All of you clear, students? So this will happen in case of Markovnikov rules. So one more important rule will be there. So we'll discuss this mechanism also. So because before that we'll see anti-Markovnikov rules. So according to the anti-Markovnikov rules. So what is the anti-Markovnikov rules? Anti-Markovnikov rules. So students, anti-Markovnikov rules we can also say as a peroxide effect. Peroxide effect or Khajas effect. So why we can say is a peroxide effect? So because so in case of the anti-Markovnikov rules, so we'll carry this reaction in presence of any peroxide. So we can take a benzoyl peroxide, hydrogen peroxide like this, and then we'll carry the reaction. And students, anti-Markovnikov rules can be takes place in presence of HBr only and in case of the unsymmetrical alkenes only. So here we'll take the same example of this propene, CH3. Now it's CH, double bond, CH2. Okay, so this is your propene, and if you do this reaction, same reaction, HBr. So whatever example we are taken in Markovnikov, same we can take here, but here we are using, just wait, I will right here we can use the peroxide. Okay, so here we will carry this reaction in presence of peroxide. So that's why anti-Markovnikov rules also called as a peroxide effect. So peroxide means we can using benzoyl peroxide, hydrogen peroxide. Okay, so any peroxide we can use here. Okay, and this reaction takes place in presence of propene, means unsymmetrical alkene. And you remember, students, so what happened according to the anti-Markovnikov rules? So it is exactly opposite to the Markovnikov rules. So in Markovnikov rules, the negative parts which is attached to the less number of hydrogen. Now here in presence of this HBr, what happened? So now hydrogen going to be attached to the less number of hydrogen in case of the unsymmetrical alkene, and bromine going to be attached to the CH2. So obviously what product will get? 1 bromopropane, CH3, CH2, CH2, now it's Br. So it is a 1 bromopropane, 1 bromopropane, and this is the minor product. Okay, according to the anti-Markovnikov rules, we'll get a less product. Means suppose if you carry the reaction according to the Markovnikov rules, we'll get a 80% product. So in chemical reaction, and if you are using the peroxide, we'll get a 20% product. Means minor product will get here. Now clear students, 20% will get here. So all of you clear? Anti-Markovnikov rules, it is exactly opposite to the Markovnikov rules. So according to this anti-Markovnikov rules, so here also we can take the unsymmetrical alkene. So this negative part, where it is attached to this CH2. So in Markovnikov rules, where it is attached to the lesser number of hydrogen, means this CH. And here hydrogen going to be attached to this lesser number of hydrogen, means it is attached to the CH, and bromine is attached to this CH2. It is exactly opposite. You can compare both the reaction. Now clear? And one more important thing here. So in case of the anti-Markovnikov rule, so we cannot use HCl and HI. Okay, so what is the reason? It is very important for NEET, JEE as well as CET. So why we are HCl we are not using? So when we can use the HBr, when we will see the mechanism of this reaction, so when it can react, it can go through the free radical mechanism. Okay, so it can form the free radicals and easily will get the product. But when we are using the HCl, so HCl is a very strong bond, so it never form the free radical. So that's why HCl we are never used in anti-Markovnikov rules. So HI also we are not using. HI can form the free radicals, but students, so what happen after forming the free radicals? They can react with the another iodine molecules. Get it clear? And that's why HI we are not using in the anti-Markovnikov rules. So all of you clear? So this is very important point for the NEET and JEE. Clear students? So in Markovnikov rule, so in case of the anti-Markovnikov rules, we are using the peroxide. Okay, and we can use only HBr, not a HCl and HI. So what reason I am saying to you? HCl cannot form the free radicals. So what is the condition for this reaction? So when we'll do this reaction, they should form the free radicals. Okay, free radicals means single electron it should be formed. Okay, so after undergoes heterolytic cleavage. Okay, after the homolytic cleavage, it can form the free radical. We'll discuss in next topic. Okay, so how free radical will form. Okay, so that cleavage formation we'll discuss in the next point. So you should remember that HBr can form only the free radical mechanism. It go through this one, but HCl does not form the free radicals because it is a strong bond, and HI can form the free radical. But students, so what happens when they will form the free radicals? Again they will react with another iodine molecule and it can form the another I2 molecule. So that's why HI also we are not using. So this is the chemical reaction. So all of you clear Markovnikov rules and anti-Markovnikov rules. So let we will discuss the mechanism of Markovnikov rules. But before that, you take a screenshot. We'll discuss the Markovnikov rules. So the mechanism we'll discuss. Okay students, just take a screenshot and note down in notebook. Okay, take it. Okay students, let you see the mechanism of Markovnikov rules. So I hope everybody understand the Markovnikov rules. So let you see the mechanism, how this reaction will proceed. Okay, so the mechanism of this reaction involve the 3 steps. Okay students, so in case of the Markovnikov rules, we have taken the unsymmetrical alkene and we can be treated with a reagent that is a HBr. Okay, so according to this rule, the negative part of the reagent, that means Br, it is attached on less number of hydrogen of unsymmetrical alkene, and we'll get what? That is a major product, that is a 2-bromopropane. So how this 2-bromopropane will get, we'll discuss their mechanism. Okay students, so this mechanism we'll see now. So step one, so there is a HBr dissociation. So HBr we are using hydrobromic acid, so that can dissociation takes place. Dissociation means it will be separated. So when it can exposed with sunlight, so this hydrogen and bromine will separate. H plus and Br minus will be separate. So first step, so there will be the dissociation. So this hydrogen carry plus and this bromine carry the minus charge. So after dissociation, H plus and Br minus will be separated. Now clear students? So first step, there is a dissociation step. So second step, so whatever H plus ion will dissociate. So that H plus will attack on a double bond of a propene to form the carbocation. Okay students? So let you see how this H plus will attack on a propene to form the carbocation. So this is your propene. Okay students? We have taken the propene, and now when this H plus will attack on this first carbon. So let you tell me which carbocation will get when it is attack on first carbon and when it attack on second carbon. So very simple students. So when this hydrogen will going to be attack on a first this carbon. So what happen here? So automatically this double bond will shifted, means positive charge will come. Okay, and when this hydrogen going to be attached to this carbon, now this double bond will shift at this side, and automatically positive charge will come. Okay, so so very simple, we'll get the primary and secondary carbocation like this. So this CH3 as it is, and when this will attack here, so it can form CH2. When hydrogen will join to this CH, now this double bond will shifted and this CH2, and now carbocation will form. Means when this hydrogen join to the CH, now this double bond will shift, means positive charge will come. This is a 1 degree carbocation, means primary carbocations, 1 degree carbocations. Okay students, and when, see now I will show here, when this H will attack to this first carbon, so now what happen? So now this double bond will shift this side, positive charge will come on middle carbon. So obviously this CH3 as it is. Okay, now this CH as it is, and now this positive charge will coming on this middle carbon, and this convert into single bond, and now it's CH3. So this is what secondary carbocation. Secondary why? So because positive charge will come on second carbon, so this is a 2 degree carbocation, means secondary carbocation. Carbocation means, yes, do you know the carbocations? Carbon carry the positive charge, that is a carbocation. Now clear students? So in this case, the plus charge will come on second carbon, we can say it is a secondary carbocation. Get you clear? Carbocation is nothing but the carbon which can bear the positive charge, that is a carbocations. And carbon anion means carbon carry the negative charge. So here due to the shifting of hydrogen bond and due to the shifting of bond, so there will be the primary and secondary carbocations. So now clear everybody, when this hydrogen will join to this first carbon, so this double bond will shift, will get a secondary carbocation. Okay students, so that is very important, 1 degree and 2 degree. So in case of primary and secondary carbocation is a more stable. Okay, and because of this stability, they can follow the Markovnikov rules. Okay students, so in case of the step third, so what happened, this 2 degree carbocation, so the 2 degree carbocation is attacked by the Br, so which is dissociated here. Okay, so we'll take here 2 degree carbocation, CH3, now it's CH, it's positive charge, and it's CH3. Okay students, so now this Br which is attacked on Br minus, which is attack on this 2 degree carbocations. So why it is attack on 2 degree carbocation? This is your 2 degree means secondary carbocation, 2 degree carbocations. So why it is attack on 2 degree carbocation? Because 2 degree carbocation is more stable. Now clear? So 2 degree, the 3 degree is more stable than 2 degree, 2 degree is more stable than 1 degree, means tertiary, secondary and primary. That is a order of stability of carbocations. So all of you clear? Carbocation is nothing but there is a carbon carry the positive charge. When now this bromine will join to here, so what will get? Yes, so we'll get this product CH3, now it's CH, now bromine and the CH3 as it is. So this is the product. Yes, it is getting Markovnikov rules, 2 bromopropane, 2 bromopropane. So the bromine which is joined on second carbon. Okay, this is the first, second and third. So this is your major product. So I hope everybody clear the mechanism of Markovnikov rules. So Markovnikov rules are classic. So it can be involve the 3 steps. So first step is dissociation of HBr. So H plus and Br minus will separate. Then second step, So we can take the propene and H plus ion will attack on that propene, we'll get the carbocation. Okay, so primary and secondary carbocation will get. Already we discussing now. So in this primary and secondary carbocation means 2 degree carbocation is a more stable. So now this Br minus will attack on the 2 degree carbocation and we'll get this product, that is a 2-bromopropane. So this is the mechanism of this Markovnikov rule. So I hope everybody understand. So you just take a screenshot. We'll discuss the another important reaction, that is the addition of water, and we'll discuss the ozonolysis reaction. So before that, you just take a screenshot. Okay. Okay, so students, let you see addition of dihydrogen, the next reaction. So addition of dihydrogen to the alkene. Let you see the example. So we'll take the ethene, CH2, double bond, CH2. Okay, so this is the example of ethene. Okay, students. So when this ethene reacts with dihydrogens, so we can take H2. So this reaction takes place in presence of catalyst. So which catalyst generally we are using? So in case of the hydrogenation reaction, we can use the platinum, palladium or nickel. Okay, so any catalyst you can use here. We can use the platinum, palladium or nickel. Now clear, students? So out of these three, any one catalyst you can use. So when we can add the hydrogen, so we can say it what? Hydrogenation reaction. So what is the name of this reaction? This is a hydrogenation, means we can add the hydrogen. So how this H2 will add? So very simple. So one hydrogen joined to this CH2. Now it's converted into CS3 and this double bond will shift. It convert into single bond, and one more hydrogen joined to this CH2. It again convert into CS3. Very simple. Two hydrogen is there. So one hydrogen joined to this CH2, it convert into CS3. And another hydrogen joined to this CH2, it also convert into CS3. And now this double bond, it gets converted into single bond. We'll get ethane. CS3, single bond, CS3. So what is the name? So this is what? Ethane. So let you clear, students. So how this addition reaction takes place? So let you see the another example. Addition of halogen. Addition of halogens. So in addition of halogens, we are using the chlorine now. So we can take the same example. CH2 double bond CH2. Okay, we are taking ethene. So very simple reaction, this one. Ethene, and that reacts with Cl2. Okay, two chlorine molecules. So same way this addition reaction takes place. So but here we can change the catalyst. We are using the CCl4. So what is the CCl4? So this is a carbon tetrachloride. Okay, so this is one of the solvent. CCl4 is what? Carbon tetrachloride. We are using as a solvent. So how this reaction takes place? So Cl2 means Cl single bond Cl. So one chlorine joined to this CH2, another chlorine joined to this CH2. Automatically this double bond now gets converted into single bonded. Okay, so very simple, students. So what you will get here? So this CH2 as it is. Now this Cl will join here. Now it double bond convert into single bond. This CH2 as it is. Okay, and now this Cl will join here. So what is the name? So first carbon Cl, second carbon also Cl. So we can see is what? 1,2-dichloroethane. So it is a name. I will write here 1,2-dichloro. Okay, 1,2-dichloroethane. So this is the name of this compound. So I hope everybody clear. Addition reaction, addition of halogen. So now we'll discuss what happens when we can add the water molecules. So that is also very important reaction. Addition of water. Addition of water. Okay, students. So we'll discuss. We can take now unsymmetrical alkene here. We'll take the example of propene. CH3, CH, double bond CH2. Okay. So this is what? Propene. So you remember, students, when we can add the water molecule, so that reaction always takes place in presence of acid. We can take the strong acid. Okay, so we can add the H2O in presence of any acid. Here we can use the H plus, in the sense we are using the concentrated sulfuric acid here. Now clear, students? So what is the mean of this H plus? So means we can carry this reaction in acidic condition. So we are using here concentrated H2SO4. Otherwise we can write here concentrated H2SO4 also. Sulfuric acid we are using here. Get it clear, students? So now we'll see. So when we can add the water molecule, so this H2O we can split like this, very simple, we can split like this, H and OH, H, OH, already you know that. So water molecule HOH, hydrogen carry positive charge, and now this OH carry the negative charge. Okay, so we can split like this. And now you tell me, students, so which rule will follow here? Okay, so when we'll add the water molecule in presence of concentrated H2SO4, so which rule going to be applied here? Yes, anybody? It's very simple, students. So already we discussing the Markovnikov rule. So what is the rule? So the negative parts of the reagent will get attached to the unsymmetrical alkene. So already unsymmetrical alkene is here, and this reagent also unsymmetrical, this carry the positive, this carry the negative. So obviously, students, according to this Markovnikov rules, now this OH group going to be attached to this CH. Clear? And now this hydrogen will attach to the CH2. Now and this double bond will shifted. So what is the product? So we'll get alcohol, CH3, then this CH. Now its OH will attach. So this OH will attach on second carbon, and this CH, now it convert into single bond, and this hydrogen join to the CH3. So obviously we'll get here CH3. So what is the name? 1, 2, 3. Total 3 carbons, and the hydroxy group will join to this second carbon. So we can say it's a propane 2OL. Propane 2OL. So this is alcohol. Okay, or we can see the secondary propyl alcohol. So all of you clear, students? So how this addition of water takes place, and you remember this law here. So which rule we are applied here? Markovnikov rule. So that's why I'm saying, so Markovnikov rules is very, very important when any unsymmetrical alkene is there, and when you can add the unsymmetrical reagent also, that time you should follow the Markovnikov rules. So all of you clear? So take a screenshot, we'll discuss the another reaction. Okay, take a screenshot and note down in notebook. Take a screenshot immediately. Okay, students, so now we'll discuss the another reaction, that is a Bayer's oxidation. So Bayer's is the name of the scientist. So in this Bayer's oxidation, we are using the Bayer's reagent. So that is a aqueous KMnO4. KMnO4 already you know, that is a potassium permanganate. Okay, students, when this Bayer's reagents will add in a alkene, so what we'll get? Just see. So Bayer's reagent, that is a aqueous KMnO4. Okay, so when Bayer's reagent, generally we can add the ethene, we get a glycol. Okay, so alcohols will get, that is a dihydroxy alcohols will get there, and generally so this Bayer's reagent we are using for the unsaturation test, for the unsaturation. So decolorization of KMnO4 generally we are using for the unsaturated compounds. So Bayer's reagent, we'll discuss the example here. So we are taken CH2 double bond CH2. So same ethene will take here. Okay, students, and we are added the water here, because already in KMnO4 we can prepare by using the water. Okay, and we, oxidation means obviously we can take the oxygen. Okay, students, and here we are using the KMnO4, potassium permanganate. So this KMnO4, it is in aqueous form. Aqueous means KMnO4 we can dissolve in water. So that's why I'm separately writing the H2O. Now remember, students, okay, KMnO4, potassium permanganate. So that is a Bayer's reagent. So that Bayer's reagent we can prepare in water molecules. So that's why we are taken the H2O. So this is very simple reaction. So H2O. So already we are split up the H2O. How we can split? So this H and OH. Get it, students? H and OH. So simply, so it have the one OH group, and this another this hydrogen and this oxygen. So it also form the one more OH group. Means two OH group is there. So both two OH group will join this CH2 and this CH2. Simply we'll get dihydroxy alcohol, CH2 single bond. So this OH, so this OH join to this CH2. Now this double bond will shift again this CH2, and already we are using this oxygen, and from this water molecule one hydrogen attached with this oxygen, it can form the OH. So it can form the ethylene glycol. So 1, 2, so it is a ethane 1,2-diol. Okay, what is the name? Ethane 1,2-diol. So this is a name, ethane 1,2-diol, or we can see it's a ethylene glycol. So this is what common name, and ethane 1,2-diol is a IUPAC name. I hope everybody clear. Bayer's reagent, that is a KMnO4, aqueous KMnO4. Okay, students, So let me see the another example, another chemical reaction, that is a fifth reaction. We'll discuss the ozonolysis reaction. Ozonolysis. So this is very very important reaction for NEET, JEE and CET. Okay, so many time on the basis of ozonolysis they are asking the question on NEET exam. Okay, so ozonolysis, obviously students, we are using the ozone, O3. Already you know the formula of ozone. Yes, so O3 is nothing but ozone. So in ozonolysis we are using what? O3. So we'll discuss the some example. So here we'll take the example of propane, CH3. Now I will write here. Okay, so then you can easily write mechanism. See, CH3, now it's CH, now it's double bond and it's a CH2. So this is what? Propene. Okay students, and we can add the ozone, means O3. So what happened in this ozonolysis reaction? So just guess where this oxygen going to be attached. Okay, so when this reaction will take place students, so first we'll get the ozonoids. So 3 oxygen is there. So you remember that. So this 3 oxygen going to be attached on across this carbon-carbon double bond. Okay, let you see very simply. I will explain to you, so then you can easily understand. So this CH3 I will keep as it is. Now this CH also I will keep as it is. Okay students, so what I say, so this 3 oxygen joined across the carbon-carbon double bond. So I will remove this carbon-carbon double bond and this CH2 I will make as it is. So this CH2, edit, nothing I will change. So I just remove this double bond. Now this 3 oxygen, 1 oxygen join upper side and the bond will be joined like this. Then remaining 2 oxygen will join to this carbon and another oxygen join to this carbon. Get it? So we'll get it what? Ozonoid. So what is the name? This is a ozonoids. Ozonoids. Okay, so this is a ozonoids will get here. So now what happens students? So this ozonoids, they can treated with zinc and water. Okay, zinc and water. So obviously when we can treated with zinc and water molecule, so when we can heat this, so this ozonoid undergoes decomposition. The bond will break from here, here and here. 3 times bonds will break. Now clear students? So see, so this is ozonoid. So when the bond is breaking from this side and this side, this oxygen will separate now, and the bond is breaking from this side, means this part is separate, means CH3CHO, and here CH2O, and this oxygen reacts with zinc. So zinc can abstract this oxygen, it forms the zinc oxide, and sometimes this water also abstract, it can form the peroxide. Okay, so you can write any 2 way. Okay, so generally so this zinc can abstract, and what will be the product here? So this CH3 I will write here as it is, CH3, and now this CHO, this carbon, hydrogen and this oxygen, CHO, means obviously what will get? Acetaldehyde. Aldehyde will get here, acetaldehyde. Okay students, and plus CH2O. CH2O is nothing but formaldehyde. Check it, HCHO. So 2 hydrogen and 1 carbon, means CH2O. This is what? Formaldehyde. Formaldehyde. And what is the byproduct? This one, zinc oxide, or sometime what happen? So this in the chemical reaction, sometimes this water also abstract the oxygen, it can form the peroxide. So here we can write zinc oxide. Okay, so this zinc can abstract this oxygen, so zinc oxide will form. Okay, very simply we'll get the acetaldehyde and formaldehyde molecules through the ozonolysis process. So I hope everybody clear. So we are taken a propene. Now we can add a ozone, we'll get a ozonoids. So after formation of ozonoids, when we have to heat this, so the bond is breaking here and here in presence of zinc. So when bond is breaking here and here, this oxygen is separate. Now this oxygen reacts with zinc, it can form the zinc oxide. And now what part will separate? This part, CH3CHO and CH2O. Okay, CH3CHO means this is acetaldehyde. Already you know CH3CHO, so you can write like this also, CH3 C double bond OH. So this is a aldehyde group. Okay students, acetaldehyde, or we can say ethanol. This is also we can say is what? Ethanol. And second product, CH2O. So this CH2O means we can split up like this, HCHO. Get it? So this is formaldehyde, or we can see is what? Methanol. So generally in formaldehyde solution it is used methanol. So another way, this formaldehyde we can write like this also, H C double bond O H. I hope everybody clear this reaction. Let us see the another example, then you can again easily understand. I will write here only. Okay. So just wait students. I will write the same reaction of ozonolysis, but I will change the example now. And now you tell me the product name. Okay, so do you now understand the mechanism? So you can tell me the what product will get when this ozonolysis will take place. Okay, so here I will take the butene now. So I will write here CH3 CH double bond CH CH3. Okay students, so how many carbons? 1 2 3 4. Get it? 4 carbon and double bond. This is a but 2 ene. This is a butene. Yes. Now we can add oxygen, ozone O3. So same students, same reaction will take place. So already I told you, whenever we can do the ozonolysis reaction, and this reaction always takes place in presence of unsaturated compound, means in case of the alkene and alkynes. Okay, and this 3 oxygen molecule will always attack on a so this double bonded. So what is the product ozonide will get? So this CH3 I will write here. So I will remove this double bond only now. So now this CH I will kept as it is. Okay students, then this CH, now it double bond I will remove, and now this CH3 as it is. Okay, so now 3 oxygen molecule, 1 oxygen molecule join upper side, and remaining 2 will join here. Now clear students? So this is what? Ozonoid. Ozonoids. Okay, so we'll get this ozonoids. So another way, so what we'll do now, so it reacts with the zinc and water molecules. So what happened? So when we have to heat this, so after heating students, so when but2ene treated with ozone, we'll get the ozonoids. So obviously same way the bond is breaking here, here and here. 3 times bond will break, and now this oxygen reacts with zinc. It can form the zinc oxide, and simply students what will get? CH3CHO, and CH3CHO means 2 acetaldehyde molecules. So what is the product? 2 times CH3. So this CH3, then this carbon and hydrogen, and this oxygen, CH3CHO, and here also CH3CHO. So it is a 2 times. What is the name? Acetaldehyde. Acetaldehyde, and plus, so this zinc oxide will remove. So this acetaldehyde we can write like this also, CH3 C double bond OH. So acetaldehyde is what? Common name. So what is the IUPAC name? Ethanol. Al, aldehyde suffix we can use. So because 2 carbon is there, means it is ethane, and suffix we can use Al. So all of you clear? So they are asking the questions like this in NEET and JEE. So what happens when but2ene undergoes ozonolysis reaction? So what is the product we'll get? So we'll remember students, so but2ene or any alkenes we can take, so they can treat it with ozone. So always see this oxygen molecule added across the carbon-carbon double bond. I will very simply I am explaining here. So I will remove this double bond and I put the 3 oxygen. So 1 oxygen joined to this carbon, this upper side, and remaining 2 oxygen I will join here, and we'll get simply ozonide. And after formation of this ozonide, we can treat it with what? Zinc and water molecules. So what happened in this case? The bond is breaking like this here and here. 3 time bond will break. Same time, same type. In case of the, you can take the another alkene. Okay, you can take the pentene, hexene, whatever. So same product will get, means same mechanism will follow. Okay, first we'll get the ozonoids, then that ozonide we can treat it with zinc and water molecule. That bond will break and we'll get aldehydes, and sometimes we'll get ketones also. Okay, so now all of you clear students? So this is very important reaction. So you remember, it is asking NEET and JEE mostly. So if practice, so you can take the another example. I will give one more example for practice, so you can solve that example. Before that, you just take a screenshot. I will give one more example to solving the ozonolysis reaction for homework. Okay, I hope everybody taken a screenshot. I will give one more example to you. You can solve as a homework. Okay, so for ozonolysis, I will give this example to you. CH3, CH double bond, CH, CH2, CH3. Okay, you can add O3. Okay, tell me what product will get. Product A. So that again treated with zinc and oxygen, water. So what is the product B? So here we'll get ozonoid obviously, and product will get. So what is the name of this first? How many carbons? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is what? Pent-2-ene. Pent-2-ene. So now this Pent-2-ene undergoes ozonolysis. So what is the ozonide will get? And again that ozonide will treated with the zinc and water. So what is the main product will get? Tell me the, okay, just write in comment what is the answer. Okay, I will check it. So this is your homework. Okay, so this is your homework. Everybody solve this example and tell me the name of the product in comment section. Okay students, so in next video we'll discuss the another chemical reaction of alkynes. So before that you just take a screenshot. Thank you so much.